The void beyond the stars was silent. For weeks, the Terran exploration ship Vanguard had drifted along the border of human space, far from colonies. Far from trade routes, where even radio waves faded into nothing, Captain Alara Voss stood on the bridge. Staring at the endless black sea through the viewport, the stars shimmered like distant fires, cold and unreachable. "Anything new on the scanners?" she asked quietly. Her second officer, Lieutenant Mason, shook his head. "Just static, Captain. Same as the last 6 days." Voss sighed. The crew was tired, restless. The mission had been routine, scanning empty systems, mapping dark space, collecting dust and silence. But then, at 2:14 ship time, the silence broke. A sharp tone filled the bridge. The sensors came alive with flashing lights. "Captain," Mason shouted. "We're picking up something, unidentified contact at grid 319. Voss straightened immediately. "Show me." On the main display, a faint blip appeared. It was small at first, then grew brighter, larger, closer. Range: 9 million kilometers and closing. Speed: increasing fast. The room filled with the soft hum of alert tones. The ship's AI, a calm, mechanical voice named Orion, spoke next. "Object classified. Unknown. No transponder. No IFF signature. Trajectory directly toward the Vanguard." The crew exchanged uneasy looks. "Open hailing frequencies," Voss ordered. "Use standard greeting protocols." Mason nodded and began transmitting. "Unidentified vessel. This is the Terran ship Vanguard. You are entering protected space. Identify yourself immediately." Silence. They waited. 10 seconds. 20. 30. No reply. "Send it again," Voss said. "Already on repeat broadcast," Mason answered. The unknown blip continued to move, steady, unwavering, fast. "It's ignoring us," Mason said, voice tight. Orion spoke again. "Speed increasing. Estimated velocity now 0.17 light speed. Object will intercept in 22 minutes. The captain's comm began to crack. "That's impossible. No known ship can accelerate that fast." "Confirmed," the AI replied. "Propulsion type. Unknown. Energy readings. Rising." The crew's chatter filled the air, whispers of pirates, black projects, alien tech. Voss silenced them with a sharp look. "Stay focused. Bring shields to standby. Power weapons, just in case." The lights dimmed slightly as energy shifted to the ship's defense systems. On the main screen, the unknown object grew larger, a faint glow at its center, almost like a heartbeat. 15 minutes passed. The Vanguard's engines rumbled, turning slowly to face the incoming target. Tension filled every corner of the bridge. "Still no communication?" Voss asked. "None, Captain," Mason replied. "They're completely ignoring us." The science officer, Dr. Wren, frowned at her screen. "Captain, I'm detecting a strange radiation signature. It's not normal. It doesn't match any element or reactor type we know. Meaning whatever that thing is, it's not human." Voss's heartbeat quickened. For centuries, humanity had dreamed of contact. But this didn't feel like a dream. It felt like a warning. "Distance. 3 million kilometers in closing," Mason said. "Still accelerating." Ryan's voice cut in again. "Captain, incoming transmission." Everyone froze. "Audio?" Voss asked. "Negative," Orion replied. "It's visual." The screen flickered. Static filled the air. Then, for a brief second, an image appeared. Something huge, dark, and shifting, surrounded by light like burning clouds. Then it vanished. "Replay that," Voss said. "Unable to retrieve," Orion said flatly. The data erased itself. The ship's hull vibrated suddenly. Lights flickered. "What was that?" Someone shouted. "Energy wave." Dr. Wren yelled. "It came from the unknown ship, some kind of pulse." Orion's voice changed tone, now firm and urgent. "Warning. External signal, attempting to penetrate system controls. They're hacking us? Mason said in disbelief. They're trying to read us, Wren whispered. Voss clenched her fists. Cut all external channels. Block transmissions. I don't want anything getting in or out.
What?
The AI hesitated. Captain, if we close all channels, we lose visual tracking. Do it! The screens went dark. The hum of electronics faded. For the first time since launch, the Vanguard was cut off from everything. Even the stars outside looked dimmer. Minutes dragged on like hours. Status of the object? Voss asked quietly. Still approaching, Orion said. But slowing down? Slowing? Yes, Captain. It is now within 1 million kilometers. Voss stood, her reflection faint in the dark glass of the viewport. She could see it now, far away, but clear enough to chill her blood. It wasn't a ship. Not in any way humans understood. It looked alive. Its surface rippled like muscle, its shape shifting in slow, deliberate movements. It glowed from within, veins of blue and silver, pulsing with rhythm, like a beating heart. My God, Dr. Wren whispered. It's organic. Mason swallowed hard. Captain, what do we do? Voss took a deep breath. We do what humans always do, she said softly. We survive. She turned to Orion. Prepare to send one last message. If this goes bad, Earth needs to know what's coming. Before Orion could respond, the alien ship stopped, completely. Then slowly, it emitted a single, low-frequency sound that echoed through the Vanguard's hull like a deep heartbeat shaking the air. The bridge lights flickered. Every console blinked, and then, across every screen, one word appeared in perfect human English. Observe. The crew stared in silence. Voss's voice trembled slightly as she whispered, What does that mean? No one answered out outside. The alien vessel pulsed once more, brighter this time, as if it were watching them back. The bridge of the Vanguard was silent. The single word still glowed on every screen, bright, pulsing, alive. Observe. Captain Alara Voss stood frozen, eyes locked on the display. The word faded slowly, replaced by a cascade of strange symbols, patterns that shifted like living code. Orion? She said quietly. What are we looking at? The ship's AI responded, voice calm but strained. The signal appears to be rewriting itself, Captain. The language adapts every second. Lieutenant Mason leaned forward, his voice shaking. Is it talking to us? Dr. Wren frowned, staring at her console. No, it's studying us. The ship trembled slightly. A low hum filled the air, deep, rhythmic, almost like breathing. Captain, Orion said, energy readings increasing again. The vessel is releasing something. Releasing what? Voss demanded. Unknown. Multiple small objects detached and approaching. Estimated count, 12. Outside the viewport, faint blue lights appeared, small orbs drifting toward the Vanguard like glowing seeds. They moved in perfect formation, slow but deliberate. Shields up, Voss ordered. Shields at full, Mason replied. The orbs didn't stop. They reached the ship's outer hull and hovered there, spinning silently. Then, one by one, they attached themselves to the metal. A faint vibration ran through the floor. Hull contact confirmed, Wren said. They're doing something. I'm reading microscopic energy fluctuations all over the ship. Weapons online, Voss said. Target those things. Wait, Wren said quickly. If they're scanning us, an attack might, too late. Mason fired. A short burst of plasma fire hit one of the orbs. It exploded, but the others immediately glowed brighter, pulsing with blinding light. Orion's voice echoed sharply. Warning. Energy surge across all decks. Unknown interference detected. The lights flickered. The consoles dimmed. For a moment, everything went black. When power returned, the crew realized something terrifying. The orbs were inside the ship. Tiny lights floated through the air, scanning every wall, every console, every human face. They passed through solid metal as if it weren't there. Orion, what's happening? Voss shouted. Intrusion confirmed. The entities are non-physical, composed of energy fields, not matter. One of the orbs hovered near Mason's face, froze. Its surface shimmered like liquid glass, reflecting his terrified eyes. Then it emitted a beam of light straight into his visor. Mason screamed. Dr. Wren ran to him, grabbing his arm. He's seizing. The light faded, and Mason collapsed to the floor, breathing hard. His eyes were open but empty. Mason. Voss knelt beside him. Talk to me, he whispered hoarsely, voice shaking. There, inside my head. The bridge went dead silent. Orion's voice cut through the stillness. Captain, the entities are communicating. Attempting to synchronize data with our systems. Synchronize. What do you mean? They are copying everything. Ship schematics, mission logs, crew data, even biological readings. Voss's eyes widened. They're learning about us. Yes, said Orion, and they're learning fast. The symbols on the screens changed again, transforming into perfect English letters. You are fragile. You are curious. You will be tested. Wren stepped back, whispering, tested. For what? Outside, the alien vessel began to change shape. Its structure rippled, stretching and twisting into new patterns. Massive plates of dark metal unfolded, revealing a glowing core at its center. It's powering up, shouted Wren. Weapons? Voss asked. No, Orion said. It's generating a field. Unlike anything recorded, a beam of light shot out from the alien ship and wrapped around the Vanguard. Everything froze. The stars disappeared. The windows turned black. For a second, no one could move, not even breathe. Then suddenly, the Vanguard wasn't in space anymore. The crew gasped. Through the viewports, they saw an ocean, endless, glowing silver. The ship floated on it, waves of light rippling around them. Above there was no sky, only swirling patterns of gold and blue. Where? Where are we? Mason whispered weakly. We didn't move, Wren said. The readings say we're still in the same coordinates. Then what is this? Voss asked. A projection, Orion said. They've placed us inside a simulated environment. Why? Before anyone could answer, a deep voice filled the air. It didn't come from the speakers. It came from everywhere. We watch, we measure, we decide. The crew stared in horror. The alien ship's light intensified, and from the glowing ocean below, tall, humanoid shapes began to rise, silhouettes made of light, faceless but human-like. They surrounded the Vanguard, moving slowly, their presence heavy and cold. Captain, Mason said, trembling. I think they're looking at us. Voss took a step forward, her voice calm but firm. This is Captain Alara Voss of the Terran ship Vanguard. We come in peace. We seek communication. The light figures stopped. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then the voice spoke again, softer this time. Observation complete. Next phase. Interaction. The silver ocean began to churn. The ship rocked violently. Captain, Wren shouted. Something's pulling us under. Voss gripped the command chair, shouting over the chaos. Orion, full power to engines. Get us out of here. Engines unresponsive, the AI said calmly. They have full control. The light figures reached out, and the ship plunged into the glowing sea. The last thing Voss saw before the light consumed everything was Mason's terrified face as he whispered, We shouldn't have answered. When the light faded, silence returned. Captain Alara Voss opened her eyes slowly. She was still on the bridge of the Vanguard, but everything had changed. The view outside was gone. No stars, no space, no movement. Only an endless white void stretching in every direction. The controls were dark. The hum of the engines silent. Even the usual beeping of sensors had stopped. Orion, Voss called out. Report status. No reply. Orion, she repeated, louder this time. Still nothing. The AI was gone. Lieutenant Mason stirred beside her, holding his head. Captain, what happened? Dr. Wren was already checking the monitors, her hands trembling, We were pulled into something. But the ship isn't really here. None of this is. What do you mean? Voss asked. Ren looked up. The walls, the consoles, they're all copies. We're inside their creation. A simulation. Before anyone could speak again, a soft hum filled the air. A faint blue light appeared in the center of the bridge, small at first, then growing into a floating sphere. It pulsed gently, like a heartbeat. The crew stepped back. The sphere's glow brightened until it formed into a figure, tall, human-shaped, featureless, made entirely of shimmering light. "Captain?" Mason whispered. "That's one of them." The figure spoke, its voice calm and echoing from everywhere at once. "Begin test." Without warning, the bridge floor vanished beneath them. The crew screamed as they fell, but only for a second. Then they landed softly on solid ground. Voss looked around, stunned. They were standing in a vast metallic arena. The walls stretched endlessly upward, glowing with strange symbols. The figure of light appeared again, hovering above. "Your species claims intelligence. Your species claims unity. Prove I." In front of them, 3 massive doors appeared, each one marked with human numbers -1, 2, and 3. Dr. Ren frowned. "This must be the test. They want us to choose." "Choose what?" Mason asked. Before anyone could answer, a voice deep and ancient filled their minds directly. "One door leads to survival, to lead to destruction. Choose." The crew looked at each other. "It's a trap," Mason said. "They want to see how we react." "Maybe it's psychological," Ren added. "They want to measure our decision-making." Captain Voss walked closer to the doors. Each one seemed to shimmer differently. One silver, one gold, one black. She took a deep breath. "All right, let's think. What do they want from us?" Ren's voice was steady but tense. "They said we'd be tested. They're observing human logic, how we decide under pressure. So they want to see if we act together," Mason said. Voss nodded. "Exactly. Not as individuals, but as a team." She turned to her crew. "We decide together. No arguments. No fear." They examined each door carefully. Door 1 silver, cold, smooth, humming faintly. Door 2 gold, warm to the touch, faint whispers behind it. Door 3 black, silent, with a strange vibration like a heartbeat. "I say gold," Mason said. "It feels alive." "Alive doesn't mean safe," Ren countered. "The black one feels dangerous, but maybe that's the point. Maybe they want to see if we face fear." Voss stood between them, thinking fast. Time felt wrong here, slow and fast at the same time. She finally said, "We pick together. One choice." After a tense silence, she lifted her hand and pointed. "Door 3. Mason frowned. "The black one?" "Yes," Voss said. "Because humans don't run from the dark. We learn from it." The moment she touched the door, the arena vanished again. They found themselves standing on a massive plain, a battlefield. The sky burned orange. The ground was filled with wreckage, tanks, ships, bones. "Captain, that's impossible," Ren whispered. "These are human machines." "What?" Ren pointed at the wrecks. Each one had a Terran logo, old, forgotten. From wars centuries ago, the figure of light appeared again, towering above the horizon. "You fight each other. You destroy your own." "Why should you be trusted?" Voss shouted back. "Because we learn. We make mistakes, but we grow stronger. That's what makes us human." The light figure tilted its head. For a moment the world flickered, as if it were thinking. "Strength through failure. Growth through loss," observed. The battlefield began to dissolve into white light again. The crew returned to the bridge, gasping, shaken. Everything was normal again. Or so it seemed. "Are we back?" Mason asked. "No," Ren said quietly. "Look." Outside the viewport, the alien ship was still there, closer than ever. Its massive form filled the view, glowing brighter than before. Then, on every screen, words appeared again in English. "Test 1 complete. Human response. Acceptable. Prepare for test 2. The lights flickered. The floor trembled. Voss gripped the console and shouted, "Orion, systems check." The AI's voice returned, faint but functional. "I am here, Captain." "They're reading everything. How much time do we have?" "Unknown." But Captain Orion paused. "They're sending data to Earth." The crew froze. "They're transmitting our information?" Wren asked. "Yes," Orion said. "Every log, every code, every human frequency." Voss's eyes widened. "They're not just testing us," she whispered. "They're preparing for something bigger." The alien ship pulsed again. The lights on the Vanguard dimmed, and a new word appeared on every screen, chilling and final. "Begin Phase 2. The bridge lights flickered once, then stayed dark. Only the glow from the alien ship outside illuminated the Vanguard. Captain Alara Voss stood at the center, her reflection shimmering faintly on the viewport glass. Behind her, the crew watched in silence as strange symbols scrolled across every console. "Orion," she said, voice calm but tight. "Report." The AI's voice returned, soft, mechanical, strained. "Captain, we have lost control of propulsion, navigation, and communications." "How much do they control?" "Everything, Captain. They have taken command of the ship's systems and possibly our minds." The room went cold, explained Voss. Demanded Orion hesitated, as if choosing its words carefully. "I am detecting neurological feedback patterns, signals being transmitted into the crews. Cerebral frequencies. They are trying to connect." Double quotes. Dr. Wren's face went pale. "They're inside our heads?" "Not yet," the AI said. "But they are trying to understand how you think, what you fear." The alien ship pulsed again, one slow, powerful throb of blue light that made the Vanguard shake like a leaf. Then the voice returned, echoing inside their minds this time. Cold, calm, endless. "Phase TWO, perception. We see through you." The bridge dissolved in an instant. Voss blinked and she was standing somewhere else. A vast metal corridor stretched endlessly in both directions. The air smelled like burning metal and ozone. The ship was gone. The crew gone. She looked down. The floor beneath her shimmered with moving reflections, her own memories flickering like ghosts. "Captain," our voice came from behind her. She turned. Mason stood there, confused, frightened. "Where are we?" he asked. "I don't know," Voss replied. "It's not real. It's in our minds." As if hearing her, the corridor began to shift, the walls rippling like liquid. Images appeared, old Earth wars, burning cities, soldiers, and terrified faces. Mason stepped back, breathing heavily. "These are human memories. Our history. They're showing us what they know about us," Voss said quietly. "They're testing how we react." Suddenly, a scream echoed through the corridor. A figure appeared at the far end, Dr. Wren, running toward them, her face pale with fear. "Captain, they're making me see things." Before she could reach them, the floor beneath her cracked open, revealing a deep void. She screamed again and vanished. Mason lunged forward, but Voss grabbed his arm. "It's not real!" she shouted. "Don't move!" "Shh!" But Mason's eyes were unfocused, like he was seeing something else. "My family," he whispered. "They're here. I can see them." He started walking toward the darkness. "Mason, stop!" Voss yelled. "That's not them." But he didn't listen. He stepped forward and vanished too. Voss was alone now. The corridor went silent again. Only her breathing echoed in the emptiness. Then the voice spoke inside her mind, low and cold. "Alone, human fear most primitive? Isolation." Voss clenched her fists. "You think fear makes us weak?" She shouted. "It makes us human." The corridor shimmered again. This time, it changed into something different. Her childhood home on Mars colony. She saw her younger self, a little girl, staring out at the red dust storms, dreaming of the stars. Then she saw her father smiling. "Alara," he said softly, "you don't belong out there." "No one does." The image flickered, twisting his face into something hollow and alien. Human ambition, dangerous, self-destructive. Voss took a slow breath, steadying herself. "You don't understand us. You only see our pain, not our purpose. The light around her dimmed. For a moment, everything froze. Then she heard another voice, faint human through the static. Captain, can you hear me? It was Orion. Orion. Voss called out. Where are you? Everywhere, the AI replied. They cannot fully control me. I am fighting back. You must resist the simulation. How? Do not believe what you see. Remember, perception is the test. Truth is your weapon. Voss closed her eyes. The corridor vanished. The voices faded. When she opened them again, she was back on the bridge, or something like it. The others were there, but frozen like statues. The alien light glowed outside, watching. Captain Orion said weakly, They are analyzing emotional resilience, testing empathy, courage, and logic. Then we show them what it means to be human, Voss said. She stepped forward, staring directly into the blinding blue of the alien ship. If you want to see humanity, she said, then see all of it, the fear, the pain, and the strength that comes after. The alien vessel pulsed, brighter than before. For a second, the light felt. Hesitant then, the voice returned deeper, slower, almost thoughtful. Incomplete. Further data required. Phase 3. Unity. The ship began to vibrate violently. Sparks flew across the bridge. Dr. Wren gasped and came to life again, eyes wide. Captain, they're merging our minds. All of us. Voss felt it too. A pressure, a pull, deep inside her head, like invisible hands dragging her thoughts outward. Orion, she shouted. Stop it. I cannot, the AI said. They're linking you, combining human consciousness. Why? The answer came instantly. To see if your species can think as one. The light grew unbearable. Voss screamed as everything around her shattered into pure energy. And then, nothing. Captain Alara Voss opened her eyes, but this time, she wasn't sure whose eyes they were. The world around her shimmered like liquid glass. She stood in an endless white expanse, surrounded by floating fragments of memory, her own and others. She saw flashes of Mason's childhood on Earth, Dr. Wren's years in the Science Academy, a memory of Orion's creation inside a laboratory. All overlapping. All at once, where am I? She whispered. A voice answered, but it was strange, echoing with many tones. Many people. We are here, Captain. She turned and saw Mason and Wren, but their outlines glowed faintly, like ghosts. Their movements were slow, synchronized, as if they were connected by invisible threads. Captain Mason said quietly, I can hear your thoughts. I can hear yours too, Wren added. It's all of us. We're linked. Voss looked around. They did this. The aliens, they've merged our minds. Then the deep voice returned, echoing inside all of them. Phase 3. Unity. Human connection is chaotic. We seek order. The ground beneath their feet rippled, forming patterns of light. Images began to appear, scenes of human conflict, betrayal, war. The aliens showed them humanity's dark side, fear, hate, greed, destruction. You claim unity, but you divide yourselves. You destroy your own kind. Voss clenched her fists. We fight, she said, but we learn from it. Our unity isn't born from peace. It's forged through struggle.
Oh.
The voice responded coldly. Struggle is inefficient, maybe Voss said, but it's real. Suddenly, the white space shifted again. Now they stood on the Vanguard, but it wasn't the real ship. It was twisted, distorted, like a reflection in broken glass. Each crew member saw something different. Mason saw a battlefield. Wren saw a burning laboratory. Voss saw herself standing before an alien fleet, powerless. Their fears made the illusion change shape. They're feeding on our minds, Wren gasped. Reading our emotions, shaping the world around them. They're testing if we can stay connected, if fear can break us apart. Mason clutched his head. I can't. It's too much, Captain. I can feel everyone's thoughts. The pain, the panic, focus, Voss said firmly. Block it out. Remember who you are. She reached out her hand. We do this together. Hesitantly, Mason and Ren took her hands. The moment they touched, the world shifted again. This time the chaos stopped. The broken images faded into calm light. The storm of memories slowed. The three humans stood together, surrounded by a quiet glow. They could still hear each other's thoughts, but now it wasn't painful. It was peaceful. Voss felt Mason's fear ease. She felt Ren's courage rise. They weren't alone anymore. They were one. Captain, Ren said softly. We did it. We found balance, as Voss said. This is what they wanted to see. Unity without control. The alien voice returned, quieter now, thoughtful. Stability achieved. Human connection possible under emotional pressure. Result, unexpected. You thought we'd fail, Voss said. Yes. The light around them shifted again, revealing the massive alien ship outside. Enormous, silent, watching. Then you see us now, Voss said. You see what we really are? Incomplete understanding. Further data required? You'll never understand humanity by just reading our fears, she said. You have to trust us. Trust. Yes, Voss said. We fight. We fail. But we always reach for something greater. That's what makes us dangerous. And extraordinary.
Oh.
The alien ship pulsed again. For the first time, its light dimmed slightly, almost as if it was thinking. Then the voice spoke, softer now. Your kind defies logic. You find unity in chaos, hope in suffering we do not understand. But we will observe. Then, the glowing world around them began to collapse. The light fragments shattered like glass. Captain, Mason shouted. What's happening? They're ending the test, Ren said. Hold on. The bright light engulfed them. When Voss opened her eyes again, she was back on the Vanguard's real bridge. The consoles flickered. The hum of the engines returned. The ship was back in space, quiet and still. Orion's voice came through calm again. All systems restored, Captain. External contact lost. The alien ship? Voss asked quickly. Gone, Orion said. No trace detected. The crew slowly looked around, dazed but alive. Captain, Mason said, did that really happen? Or was it all in our heads? Voss stared out the viewport. The stars looked different now, brighter, colder. It happened, she said quietly. And I think they're still watching. Dr. Ren checked her console and frowned. Captain, I'm detecting a strange signal. It's weak, but definitely artificial. From where? Not sure, Ren said. It's repeating one phrase. Over and over. Voss leaned closer as the translation appeared on the screen. You are not ready. The bridge went silent. Mason swallowed hard. So, what happens now? Voss looked out at the stars, the vast cold ocean of light. Now, she said softly, now we prove them wrong. Outside, far beyond the edge of human space, a faint blue light blinked once and disappeared into the dark. It had been 3 weeks since the Vanguard's encounter. 3 weeks since the alien ship vanished into the void, leaving only silence behind. Captain Alara Voss stood on the observation deck, staring at the stars. They looked peaceful now, but she no longer trusted that peace. Behind her, the ship hummed quietly. The crew had returned to routine, scanning sectors, repairing damage, writing reports for Earth Command. But none of them were the same. Every night, Voss still heard that voice echo in her mind. You are not ready. She wondered if it was a warning or a promise. Lieutenant Mason entered the deck carrying a datapad. Captain, transmission from Earth Command. They want a full report on the incident. And what do they think? Voss asked. Mason hesitated. They think it was a sensor malfunction. A data illusion caused by deep space radiation. Voss gave a small, tired smile. Of course they do. The human mind always finds comfort in denial. They don't believe we made contact, Mason said quietly. Maybe that's for the best, Voss replied. If they did, they'd try to fight it. Mason frowned. Captain, What if they come back? Voss looked out the window. The stars shimmered faintly. They will, she said softly. They never left. In the lower decks, Dr. Wren worked tirelessly, analyzing the strange energy residue left behind after the encounter. Every reading told the same story, a power far beyond anything humanity understood. But there was something else, a pattern. Wren had discovered fragments of alien code, hidden deep within the Vanguard's core memory, a silent signal that pulsed once every 23 hours. At first, she thought it was an error. But the more she studied it, the more it looked like communication. Orion, she said, staring at the screen. Are you detecting this too? The ship's AI replied in its calm voice. Yes, Doctor. It is a residual transmission from the entity. Can you translate it? Negative. The structure is not linguistic. It is conceptual. What? Wren blinked. Conceptual? You mean it's sending ideas instead of words? Correct. The transmission does not say something. It teaches something. Wren froze. Captain needs to see this. A few minutes later, Voss joined her in the lab. The glowing alien pattern pulsed gently on the screen, like a heartbeat of light. What is it? Voss asked. Wren looked at her nervously. I think it's knowledge, Captain. A gift. Or maybe a test. They left it inside our ship. Can we decode it? Not yet, Wren said. But it's changing. It's learning, adapting to our systems. The AI interrupted. Captain, the pattern is now synchronizing with my core processes. Permission to continue? Voss hesitated. If this was a trap, it could destroy the ship. But if it wasn't, it could change everything. Proceed, she said finally. The lights dimmed. The hum of the ship deepened. The alien code spread across every display, shifting faster and faster, symbols flashing, morphing into patterns that no human eye could follow. Then, suddenly, everything stopped. Orion's voice spoke again, but it sounded different. Almost alive. Captain Voss, it said. I understand now. Voss stepped forward. Understand what? The message. It was not meant to harm. It was meant to prepare. Prepare for what? She asked. The AI paused. For their return? The alarm blared. Sensors came alive across the bridge. Captain. Mason shouted over comms. Unknown energy signature, dead ahead. Voss sprinted to the command deck. Outside the viewport, space itself seemed to twist like a wound reopening. A massive rift appeared. Glowing blue and silver, the same light they had seen before, Dr. Wren's voice trembled. It's them. Orion, Voss said sharply. Analysis. It is the same vessel, but its structure has changed. It has grown. The alien ship emerged slowly, enormous, silent, surrounded by light. But this time, it didn't feel hostile. It felt expectant. The crew stared in awe. They're hailing us, Orion said. Audio, Voss asked. No, direct neural transmission. Before she could respond, the voice filled her mind again, calm, deep, and impossibly vast. You learned. You changed. You adapted. Voss gripped the railing. We did what humans always do, she said aloud. We survived, then you were ready for what? To see. The alien ship pulsed once, and the stars vanished. The Vanguard was surrounded by endless light. But this time, it wasn't blinding. It was beautiful. Voss saw shapes within its entire worlds. Fleets, civilizations far beyond human reach. The galaxy unfolded before her eyes like a living map. This is the network, the voice said. Millions of species. Millions of worlds. All watching, all tested. A galactic community, Voss whispered. And we're the newest members? Not yet, the voice said. But soon. Why us? Voss asked. Why choose humanity? Because you are chaos. You are pain. You are hope. You are everything we feared. And everything we need. The light began to fade. The ship drifted back into normal space. The alien vessel was gone again. Only the stars remained. Mason stared at the silent sensors. Captain, what just happened? Voss didn't answer right away. She was smiling faintly, her eyes reflecting the stars. We've been invited, she said softly. Dr. Wren frowned. Invited? Yes, Voss said. And next time, humanity won't just observe. We'll join them. Outside, one star flickered brighter than the rest, a silent promise in the dark. And somewhere in the depths of space, unseen and waiting, the Deathworlders observed their newest discovery, humanity, the end.